I figured it out. I figured out how to share my sound from the DAW to the OBS, which is what I'm using to record this. Anyway, I was gonna show you my song Breakout that I released on January something. It came out January 31st, and it's been out on all streaming platforms. And I wanted to show you the process of how I came up with it and what the DAW session looks like, because this song started with a simple idea and then it kind of just went and there was a song. So uh, let me show you the session. I use Studio One and I have all these tracks. Sorry, this is the first time I'm doing this. These are all my tracks. All the vocals, and I have some MIDI instruments, bass. I'm okay with my, orders, like naming stuff, but for someone who hasn't been in the session, it might look like chaos, but that's okay. So that is my session. Those are all the tracks I have. And so I want to show you what it started like. You know the start of the song? This. That was the starter of like that was the starting idea, but I started it in a song way actually. Let me see if I can find it. Is it here? I believe it's this one. Yeah. It was this. So basically I put that an octave down, but originally this is what the song started with. I speeded it up a bit. And so what prompted this song was an exercise from the book Write 47 Songs, which I've been talking about nonstop on this channel. But it was an exercise in here called, I think it's the chop up method. I'm not sure what the exercise is called. But basically the idea is that you have a melody and you chop it up into different parts. And that's how this came to be. So this is how that turned into this. I basically just chopped the melody apart. I put, it's my regular voice, but then I have the octave, and instead of some notes, there's percussion. I have a kalimba, and I have a tom, and yeah, I created that thing. And so that's how it started. And I was playing around with chopping the thing together and just listening to that loop. And then I was like, oh, big fat synth. And I stacked these two synths together. I mean, it sounds massive, but it's really just two dirty, grindy synths that sound like this. And isn't that so satisfying? It's like when I was making this, I could totally, like, in my mind, I was on a big stage and I could see how the whole crowd is like, because they recognize the song because of how it comes in. There's just something about how that synth comes in and you don't expect. I'm shit with music theory, but there's something unexpected about it when it comes in. People are gonna laugh at me who know music theory. I know music theory, I just am shit at talking in terms of music theory. But, you don't expect that key to come in. And then it doesn't. It's super satisfying. And I have a a bass down here. It's actually a super, super simple arrangement. And then all I have there is really just that loop, the synths, the bass, which is just a... I don't know why this at the top always turns on. But this is just a bass, and I think I put something on it. I actually can't remember what I put on it. I made this a while ago. Bass. It's just... no, it's nothing. I didn't put much on it. Like, yeah, that's it. So it's just those things. And then it's these ethereal vocals, which are a 3-part harmony. Oh, this time it turned off. How nice. Starts in 2 parts. And then the 3rd harmony comes in. And that was just like one thing led to another. When I was making the song, it kind of just happened in those steps. Like, this is one of the songs that I made in one day. And then it was the first song that I finished all the way, like in terms of mixing and mastering. So the song itself, like the first version of it, was done in a day, and it was an amazing experience of flow. And then we have the drums come in. Wait, what do we have? I put a load of compression on this. There, with that drum, that pump, you feel? Here, it's the drum. I reversed the audio, and then it goes into the regular loop. It's just a loop that I picked from the library. But it sounds so nice and pumpy because I put compression on it. I feel like with all the YouTube tutorials I watch on like production stuff, people always know their shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of just open the program and I start doing something, and then one thing leads to another, and then I have a song. So once I had that, next thing I did is I recorded the lead vocal. And in this particular case, it was... I came up with the lyrics as I got to this part. I didn't really know what I wanted to write about, so I came up with some lyrics, I sang them into the microphone, and yeah, that's it. So like the song in itself is super, super simple. There in the last chorus, I have additional layers of another drum loop, and oh yeah, the glockenspiel. And there's some atmos in the background. It's a really simple arrangement. What I had a lot of fun with, and like I took time to play around with, is the vocal production. Wait, let me show you the last chorus. So it's just these drum loops. Drum loops. Sorry, this session is... Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit all over the place because I'm doing this for the first time. But basically, yeah, we have this simple arrangement. But what was I saying? The vocal production is what I had loads of fun with. Because this is the first time I tried to get a vocal sound that doesn't sound like a natural vocal. So like with this one here.
Running around in circles. We gotta go ahead, not backward.
It sounds a bit edgy. And let's see what I have on there. So I have saturation. I have a tube. I have like a damaged effect. I have a filter. What kind of filter is it? It's some kind of thing I played around with, and I liked how it sounded in the mix. And I played around with Bit Crusher, but that was too much. What was this? I'm like exploring what I did here with you guys. Compressor, okay. Compressor, and then another compressor. Yeah. So anyway, I just played around with a bunch of stuff and I got to this sound, which in the mix I thought sounded really good. And I've layered it up. So like, hold on, let me make this a bit more simple. So all of this is basically lead vocal with the layers. Let's just listen to that.
Stop running around in circles.
So I have two doubles. And then I have...
Come on, let's break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out together.
Then I have some reverb, like just to have some atmospheric effect coming in there. And then we have...
Come on, let's break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out together.
an octave. This is a voice that sings the same note all the way through. This is just the lead vocal, but affected differently with loads of reverb. And then in the chorus, well, when we have all of them, it's...
Come on, let's break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out together.
So I have these whispery voices here that kind of add sparkle to this voice, and an octave, and like the same part that only sings one note, and then the doubles, and the lead. Oh, sorry, the lead is actually up here. And there's another one there.
Come on, let's break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out together.
Yeah, so in the chorus, because there's so much going on, and I couldn't get the vocal to really sit on top, and I still wanted it to have some edge, I added the Bit Crusher effect here on top of that. So if you listen to it on its own, it sounds a bit gnarly.
Break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out together.
But then in the mix, it sounds... I think it sounds cool. I mean, I didn't get to a point where I feel it sounds really professional. I'm not I'm not there yet, but I learned so much trying to mix and master this song. So like just for the sake of the process and for the sake of figuring out how different things sound, it's been super useful.
Break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out together.
That's how it sounds. Well, I didn't have the synth in there.
Let's break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out, break out together.
Yeah. So that's how it sounds. Is there anything else interesting about this session? Oh yeah, the chorus vocals. I forgot about those. So in the chorus, we have these voices coming back in, not back in, but like coming in.
Our hands they push away the walls of yesterday.
Oh my God. And you can totally hear, like, this was the first take. I didn't re-record those vocals. I, yeah, I didn't. I was lazy about that. So they're a bit all over the place. But honestly, when I was listening to it, and I kind of liked that bit of messiness in the song. So I left it. Um, but that's how I usually come up with the parts, is I just play whatever I have, and then I sing whatever comes to mind. I open up another track and I sing on top of what I sang before, and I'm coming up with it in the moment. And then I listen back to it, and then I see if I like it, or like, if it sounds good. And I come up with the parts like that. Like I might play around sometimes if it's an intricate part. Like with my album, there were some parts where I put Melodyne on it and I played around with the notes to figure out the part exactly. But like, yeah, it's all trial and error for me.
A reckless symphony that marks the end of our misery.
Yeah, so I think this one definitely was a one take. You can hear it now. You can tell I like reverb quite a lot. I like when my songs sound like they're in a big church, and that's actually, in fact, the reverb I use is church. It's a built-in effect in Studio One, um, and that's like a go-to for me. I'm not sure if there's anything else interesting in this session. That might be good for my first ever session breakdown on YouTube of a song. Let me know if this is enjoyable and helpful in any way. I hope it at least inspires you to come up with your own song. Like, if you just have a starter, try to chop it up. Wait, let me tell you more about the method. Um, please hold the line. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, the cut up method. 264. 264. Okay, so here is how you do it. You, this is a whole thing. Like, I'd have to read you the whole thing. Just get the book. And in a nutshell, come up with a melody, chop it up into pieces. Wait, that is not actually, that's not actually the exercise. No, the cut up method is a lyrical exercise. What is the... One sound at a time. The exercise is called One Sound at a Time. It's page 288 in the Continuous Composer. Wait, where is it? 288. 288. There we go. There we go. Okay, So you start with a minimal groove. Write a drum groove or riff. Keep it minimal and staccato. Oh, interesting. I did not start with the groove. I started with a melody. So, but in the book it says, write a drum groove or riff. Keep it minimal and staccato. Build. This is where the fun begins. No overlapping of sounds allowed. Whatever instrument or vocal you choose to write next, they are not allowed to share the same moment in time. So that's how, that's how all of this ended up being chopped up. Feel free to go back to your groove and rewrite it. If you choose constant eighth note hi-hats, it's not going to leave you much space for other instruments. You probably want to choose sounds that are staccato and with no reverb or long tails. If you don't think this is possible, go watch a beatboxer. Scissors are your friend. Writing like this can feel like you're being strangled, especially when creating vocal melodies. So try this. Write and record your additional parts however you like. Cut them up in your DAW. Oh, that's what I did. Write and record your additional parts however you like. Cut them up in your DAW to create gaps for the other parts to poke through, and then you just fill it in. Yeah, that's what I did. I started with the melody and I chopped it into the individual notes, and I exchanged the individual notes for either the octave of the song melody or a beat, like a percussion or something like that. That's it. That is it. I feel like this was not much I gave you, but let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Share your songs with me too in the comments.